Aquarius, welcome to You Can Handle the Truth Tarot. I am your host and reader, Casey Phoenix. And you have a very interesting reading. It started off one way, and then as I started looking, I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. So here we are. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it is not your story, don't try to make it fit. I am just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. Now, I'm working with 4 decks. I have 2 oracle decks. And one is a wellness with a concentration on money, and the other one is a pure money deck. And then I have my Monopoly Tarot deck, and I have my Gilded Tarot deck. So let's get started with the Oracle. Do It jumped out, and that is take action. Now, as you see the title, which is be honest on your resume and believe in yourself, this take action is believing in yourself. That's what this is. This is saying, I know I can do it. And for me, I believe you can do it. Aquarians are very capable people, usually highly intelligent people when it comes to zodiac signs. Another card that jumped out is soul contracts. And with soul contracts, this isn't necessarily a contract with a specific individual. It doesn't have to be that. This can be what they call generational curses sometimes. Also, habits and patterns that are picked up from people of the past. What this card signifies is you burning those contracts and saying, I don't have to do things the way that you did things. I can do things my way, which I'm sure you're doing anyway. Aquarians are the rebels of the zodiac. The other card that came out is retreat. And this is taking a step back and removing yourself from the world so you can observe the world and process the world by yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking a moment to yourself. And organized came out of the Oracle deck as well, and it says, I'm organized for success. I'm organized for success. Things can be messy at times, and messy can even be its own way of organization. Some people call it organized chaos, like somebody has a messy desk, but they know exactly where everything is at on that messy desk. For this particular situation, this is saying, let's get things in order and make them more accessible and more, there's a word and it's on the tip of my tongue. For lack of a better term, catalog friendly, for lack of a better term, where you can get to something or someone else can get to something that you have laid out. In the other part of the Oracle, we have, we're hiring job search. Then we have interview. Then we have training. Then we have work from home. So for some of you, you've been considering a work from home job, but some of you might have felt that you're not qualified. Also, some of you may have applied for a loan because it's saying loan denied. If you've received that information, it may come in, but there's a reason for that. If you get a denial for a loan, don't freak out about it. Everything will happen as it's supposed to happen. But definitely on this job part, I do feel some of you felt or feel that you may not be qualified for a certain job. Do not doctor your resume. They will look at, how can I say this? They'll pay attention to the resume, but if you can get the interview, they will look past certain things where if you may not have the exact amount of experience, or let's say that this is a job for insurance, but you worked in fast food or something and did that. Or you worked in retail in like a store. That doesn't necessarily disqualify you if they see your potential. And that's why I'm saying be honest on the resume. We have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Wands in the first row for the first tarot deck, which equals the Three of Wands, which is about ships coming in. We have the Five of Cups and the Devil that came out together. That energy is the energy that you don't want to be in. Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Cups is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Devil is Capricorn energy. You don't want to be in this defeatist energy. You don't want to be in this lack of energy. You want to be in a confident, abundant energy is where you want to be. Don't let this devil energy keep you locked away from what is rightfully yours. Don't let this devil energy keep you sad when there are still cups remaining. In the Five of Cups, it's usually 3 cups are spilled and 2 cups remain. Be grateful for what you have. The Two of Swords is in reverse, which is a good thing, because sometimes Two of Swords can be about indecision. This is saying that you're making a decision. I feel like some of you had really been going back and forth on whether to apply for the job or not. And then with the King of Cups at the bottom of the first tarot deck, that's letting me know that some of you decided, like, you know what, I will give it a shot. Which King of Cups is a mature energy and it's emotional awareness. And also, you can't lose what you don't have. You don't have the job currently. So if you didn't get the job, you're not losing anything. So you might as well apply. For the second row of tarot cards with the second deck, the reason I brought up the resume thing is because the Page of Pentacles is out here, but also the Seven of Swords came out with the Page of Pentacles. Some might think that someone is attempting to finesse you out of your money. I didn't get that energy. Pages bring messages, and pages are usually about some type of training on the job. What I'm getting, and I'm getting another message too. The first one, still the same. Don't lie on your resume. Be very honest on your resume. Don't embellish or anything. Just have a resume that is exactly what you did in your work history. That will get you through the door. The interview, this offer that's coming in, once they find out that you've lied on your resume, even if they like you, even if you're doing a decent job with the training and everything else, like you're catching on, you're following everything, you're testing properly, and so on and so forth, it won't matter, because the card that follows is the Tower. That's Mars energy. That is having to face the music. And it is by design forced, because there may be an issue later if it isn't brought to light at the beginning. And this is saying that it will be brought to light. For some of you, if you've already found yourself in this situation, there's a possibility that it'll be brought to light around November, is what it could be. Or in 16 weeks, which is about 4 months. Two of Swords is here, which can be indecisiveness, blocking, cutting something out. But also, we have the Queen of Cups here, with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, specifically Cancer. I do believe some of you might interview with the water sign if you haven't interviewed yet, and they will see that you're emotionally aware. This job might be some type of customer service or client relations job, and they may pick up that you're good with people, which is why they would overlook something on your resume where you may not have the exact type of experience that they want, but they can tell you have the potential to really do well based off of your emotional awareness. So again, I feel like you may end up interviewing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, but specifically Cancer. And the Fool is at the bottom of the deck. That is that new beginning, is what that is. I wonder what's under the Fool. Let's see. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, definitely a new beginning. 10 of Pentacles is under the Fool. So be sure to take action. Be sure to keep it honest. And if you can do those things, it will lead to a lot more stability in your life. Thank you so much for listening this far. If you are still with me, I appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, be blessed.